Welcome to Audit the Audit, where we sort out the who and what and the right and wrong of police interactions. This episode covers identification laws, loitering, and involuntary transport. In early October of 2019, 19-year-old Jaime Guevara and his 21-year-old cousin were filming a police interaction while sitting at the outdoor tables of Houghton Park in Long Beach, California. After recording the stop for approximately 4 minutes, Officer Romo of the Long Beach Police Department noticed Mr. Guevara and initiated contact.
You guys go to Jordan? You guys go to Jordan?
I don't answer no questions.
What's that?
I don't answer no questions.
Well, I'm just trying to find out if you're supposed to be in school or not.
Nah,
21?
Yeah.
How about you? How old are you?
Don't worry about it, sir.
You know what? Well, since we're by the school, yeah, I'm a little worried about because that's what we're supposed to be doing.
That's fine,
so
sir.
Are you supposed to be in school right now?
Nah, sir.
Okay, how old are you?
Doesn't matter, sir.
Yes, it does matter.
No, it doesn't.
See, you told me he's 21. How old are you?
All right, doesn't matter how old I am.
Okay.
Hey, record, fool, because he's trying to do some.
Over here.
Oh, you got it?
Recording, it's okay. Come on over. Come on. Let's
For
go
what?
over because I got to figure out how old you are if you're supposed to be in school or not.
I don't want no searches or no seizures.
Well, it doesn't matter.
It does matter because I didn't do nothing.
Listen to me.
No.
School's in session.
All right, I know that.
Okay. You look like you're supposed to be in school.
Well, I'm not.
Well, then how old are you?
Does it matter?
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
You came over me because I'm recording you.
That has nothing to do with it.
All right, then why you?
I'm telling you why.
You're harassing me right now, sir.
Okay, come on. Let's come on over here. Come on, let's go over here.
Nah,
Yes, No, let's walk over here.
All right, for sure.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with him videotaping. That's his right to do so.
Yeah, so why he's coming over and telling me how old I am? I didn't even do nothing.
Because you look young, and I want to make
I'm
sure
not
you're
young.
supposed to be in school.
I'm
Well,
not
how
young.
old are you?
I'm just making sure y'all don't do nothing.
That's fine. We're not. How old are you then?
I'm old.
See?
I'm
I
old.
don't know. You got ID to prove it?
I do have idea, but
Okay,
I'm not
let me
gonna show
see.
you. I didn't do no.
All right. Come on.
I didn't do no crime. No.
I know, but until I find out you're not supposed to be in school.
The whole thing. Listen.
All right, I'm 19 there.
Okay, where's your ID?
I don't have ID. I don't gotta provide ID if I didn't do no crime.
That's
Is that right or not?
No.
Am I-
no.
California is one of the few states that has no laws requiring citizens to show their ID to police prior to arrest, except while driving. California Penal Code 148 is the state's disorderly conduct law, and according to Executive Director of the ACLU of Southern California, Hector Villagra, some law enforcement officials have attempted to use this code to arrest individuals who refuse to identify themselves under the doctrine of the 2004 Supreme Court case of Hybel versus Nevada. Director Villagra goes on to explain that the Hybel doctrine applies exclusively to states with stop and identify laws on the books, and that while the Hybel ruling is valid in places like Nevada, it does not apply in states without failure to identify laws, like California. Citizens in California are not required to present their identification to police officers, even if they are suspected of committing a crime. However, officers may still detain and investigate citizens if they have acquired reasonable suspicion.
It isn't.
I'm not. It's not.
Listen.
No.
If you, okay,
Can I have
if you let, if you
your
let,
name and your badge number?
It's right there.
And your badge number?
It's 5641.
Your name, badge number?
5377.
All right.
Now, what is your name?
I don't have to
I just
provide.
asked you.
Listen, I
I
understand.
don't have to provide name. I didn't do nothing wrong.
In your opinion, you didn't. In our opinion, you did.
Like what?
Okay.
Saying
First
not.
of all- no,
Saying not what?
You're gonna let me finish. You're gonna interrupt me.
I don't know, cause you're.
Okay. Well,
You're
I can't answer your question.
He
if you
came up to
interrupt
me
Yes.
for no reason.
No, I had a reason.
What was the
You
reason?
look kind of young.
I'm not young. I'm about to go to work.
Okay. Well, then, can you prove it? You're not
No,
young?
cause then you're trying to go run me in your system. Like,
What is that? I just want to make sure you're old enough.
I am old. I told you already.
Okay,
I'm 19.
What's your name?
I don't have to tell you my name. I don't have to tell you my name, sir. You know that. I didn't do
you
nothing
did?
wrong.
Okay. Let me explain something to you.
You can explain everything you want, sir.
We can do this real
You have
quick.
a body cam on? No, you guys don't.
No.
You see, now it's more sketchy now. You see, I don't want to.
get to you. You have your video.
You just grabbed me and took me over here.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
know what? I'm trying to get you over to my car.
I don't want you. We're fine right here talking.
Then just show me your ID or
I don't gotta show you no ID.
Yeah, you do.
For what? For what crime?
I just explained to you.
I'm not. I just told you. He told you he's 21.
The crime of daytime
Hey,
loitering.
you with them.
No, I'm with you. I'm doing
what did I do?
Daytime loitering. Okay?
Oh, daytime loitering.
Yeah.
Wow.
Juveniles, daytime loitering. So I got to figure out that you're
That's right. How are we loitering?
Officer Romo tells Mr. Guevara that he is being investigated for daytime loitering. But according to a statement from Fox News 11 in Los Angeles, what the officer is actually referring to is Section 9.58.020 of the Long Beach Municipal Code. This code creates a daytime curfew between the hours of 8:30 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. for minors who are subject to compulsory education on days when school is in session. In order for Officer Romo to establish reasonable suspicion, he must be able to articulate specific facts that led him to believe that Mr. Guevara was in violation of the loitering code. And he points to Mr. Guevara's youthful appearance, the fact that he has a backpack, and that he is so close to the nearby high school. It is debatable whether this evidence would satisfy the reasonable suspicion standard. However, subsection 9 of the loitering code dissolves this debate by creating an exception to the law if the suspected minor is engaged in a First Amendment protected activity. Along with the 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th, and 11th circuits, the 9th Circuit Court of Appeals, which presides over California, has recognized the right to record the police and deemed the act constitutionally protected under the First Amendment in the 1995 case of Fordyce versus City of Seattle.
If you're,
Yes, we
you're
do.
supposed to be in school?
We are not in school.
Well, I don't know that. So all you have to do is prove that to me then.
No, I told you I'm 19. I don't gotta prove you. He told you he's 21. Why you telling him to go prove something?
Because he's
because
not
you see,
he's
no.
not being sketchy like you.
A simple question ignites a firestorm on social media. Long Beach police trying to determine whether 19-year-old Jaime Guevara, the man who shot the controversial video, should be in school. The verbal altercation went on for 13 minutes plus,
That's crazy.
with Guevara repeatedly refusing to identify himself.
You give me a name and a date of birth, I can make sure who you are. We're out of here. We leave you alone.
The kid made one mistake.
That's civil rights attorney Leo Terrell siding with law enforcement here.
He's required to give his name and identification. And other than that, he can remain quiet.
Guevara feels he should not have been approached in the first place.
I have the freedom to record them. You know, they can answer me questions, but you know, I don't have to answer back.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I thought the officers did a very good job of trying to explain. All we want is your name. The kid didn't know enough about the law. If he gave his name, he could have remained silent from that point on.
Officer Romo offers Mr. Guevara the ultimatum of presenting his identification or being taken to the nearby high school to verify whether or not he is a student there. But involuntarily transporting citizens is a somewhat contentious topic within the courtroom. Much of the historical legislation regarding the involuntarily transporting of suspects exists at the state level, but the Supreme Court has explored the issue before in the 1979 case of Dunaway versus New York. Like many of the state-level courts, the Supreme Court subscribed to the notion that transporting citizens against their will constitutes an arrest and must be supported by probable cause. In the case, the court held that the officers who had brought a suspect in for questioning without probable cause violated his Fourth and Fifth Amendment rights, and stated that the defendant's detainment and transportation was, quote, indistinguishable from a traditional arrest. In his concurring opinion, Justice Byron R. White emphasized the importance of balancing the interests of police officers with the privacy of citizens, but also noted that defining a universal precedent that would apply to most or all circumstances would be difficult. The Dunaway case was cited when the Supreme Court addressed the issue again in the 1983 case of Florida versus Royer and acknowledged that, quote, a police confinement which goes beyond the limited restraint of a Terry investigatory stop may be constitutionally justified only by probable cause. The court went on to reaffirm this decision once again in the 1985 case of Hayes versus Florida. Even if Mr. Guevara was not engaged in a constitutionally protected activity, it is unlikely that Officer Romo would be within his authority to involuntarily transport Mr. Guevara to the high school without legitimate evidence to support his suspicions.
Here comes our sergeant now. See?
It's
That's
fine.
even better for you.
It's fine, man. Shoot. I know I didn't do nothing wrong. I have no problem. Y'all came up with me. You grabbed me. You grabbed me. You sorry, I told you I was 19 already.
Well, you got proof.
No, I don't have to prove.
Okay, what's your name and birthday then?
Why? You see, I know. I'm not doing that either, sir. Come on. You know, I have
Hey,
rights.
what's your birthday? You know your birthday?
He doesn't have the right to tell you. He didn't do no crime.
Oh, is he the one that
This is
tells
my
you what
cousin.
to do?
This is my cousin.
Okay. Well, let him talk then.
No,
you can
he
talk.
don't have to talk. He can stay right there all he wants.
I didn't say.
I didn't do nothing wrong. Sir, can you get
We're
your
not
guy? He came over here and insulted me, grabbed my arm, telling me how old I was.
And
I told you I was 19.
Over here who doesn't want to talk.
What school you go to?
I go to LBCC. Now he grabbed me, tugged
See,
me.
why couldn't you tell me that?
Cause you grabbed me and started tugging me.
Well,
you tried to
before
come
that,
over me and try to.
I was telling you to come over to my car, yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 19, sir. And he over here grabbing
Do
me.
you have ID to prove you're 19?
Do I have to show ID if I never
Well, I'd like
did
to
it?
know if you're 19. Otherwise, maybe you go to school. Right
I don't
here
go to
and you're-
school, sir.
Okay,
You can take my word.
How do I know that?
See,
You look
not-
like you're underage to me. You don't look like you're 19. So
Alright, that's
my
fine, bro.
opinion.
That's fine.
You have a backpack. You're at the school.
Alright, I have a backpack. He has a backpack too. We go to the same job.
Do you want to take him over to school and find out where
Well,
you're
yeah, I have a unit coming right now.
Alright, it's fine.
So if you want to go to the school,
No, it's fine, man. You guys are harassing me and everything.
No, it's not harassment.
It is harassing, man.
No, it isn't.
He assaulted
No, it
me
isn't.
too.
Why don't you go to law school and you can figure it out?
Nah, I don't gotta go to law school.
Yeah, you do.
Well, alright, man.
Watch too much YouTube. That's your problem.
Nah,
Yeah.
sure. That's
where do
what
you
it is.
live?
I ain't gotta tell you that. I live around here though. That's for sure.
So you don't want to tell us your birthday yet. You want to be placed in handcuffs instead.
If that's how it's gonna go.
Yeah, that's
y'all
how
want,
it's gonna
is
go.
that- all right, then you
That's
got-
how it's gonna go.
All right then, sir.
Okay.
Y'all want to harass me and stuff? He assaulted me already. It's all good.
It's not assault. It's
Nope, it is assault. It is assault. If he just comes up to you and just grabs you and tugs on you,
we're done.
Mr. Guevara was handcuffed and placed in a patrol vehicle, but once the officers confirmed his age, he was released.
I know if I didn't commit a crime or do anything wrong, you know, I don't gotta show him no ID.
So you're pretty firm in that belief.
Yeah.
If you're going to give an attaboy to either of these parties, where does it go?
I give the attaboy to the Long Beach Police Department because they showed proper restraint and they gave the individual numerous opportunities to just give his name. He refused to do so.
The Fox 11 news team ran a story on the interaction, but no conclusion was mentioned. Beyond that, I was unable to locate any additional information regarding this encounter. So, comment below if you have an update, and I will add it to the description of this video. Overall, the Long Beach police officers get an F for investigating Mr. Guevara while he was engaged in a constitutionally protected activity, misrepresenting the authority of the loitering code, and involuntarily transporting Mr. Guevara to the nearby high school. Mr. Guevara was effectively placed under arrest for looking too young near a school, and this type of conduct sets a dangerous precedent for the enforcement of subjective observations. The Supreme Court has clearly established that involuntarily transporting citizens is unconstitutional, and Mr. Guevara's transport would likely have fallen within the scope of those rulings. Many scholars have even made the argument that daytime and nighttime curfews restrict the constitutional rights of minors, but that's a topic for another episode. Perhaps the gravest error of the Long Beach officers was neglecting to consider the entirety of the loitering code and disregarding the fact that Mr. Guevara was exercising his First Amendment right to record the police. Although the officers were well within their authority to make contact with Mr. Guevara, the basis for their detention of him was supported by intuition rather than fact, and the circumstances surrounding his detainment likely amount to an illegal arrest. Mr. Guevara gets an A- for remaining relatively calm and collected throughout the encounter, engaging in a stern but peaceful dialogue with the officers, and maintaining a balance between complying with the officers and retaining his rights. Mr. Guevara certainly could have invoked his right to remain silent more often, but his conversational ability served him well at some points during the interaction. If Mr. Guevara hadn't recorded this encounter, then it likely would have had a dramatically different outcome, both on the street and within the courtroom. Although Mr. Guevara was ultimately arrested and released, his relaxed demeanor and casual protest to questioning from the officers will likely translate well to the courtroom. But his willingness to engage in petty squabbles with the officers could leave him open to self-incrimination. I commend Mr. Guevara for having the awareness to record his encounter and the temperament to address the accusations of the officers calmly. As mentioned before, I do not have any follow-up information about this story, but the YouTube account who posted the original video appears to belong to Mr. Guevara, so go subscribe to his channel and encourage him to provide an update.